The locker room smelled like sweat and chlorine, the kind that clings to your skin long after you've rinsed off. I was 17, towel around my waist, heart pounding not from the swim practice, but from the way Coach Matthews' voice echoed off the tiles. "Joseph, stay back. We need to talk." And then, as the last fluorescent light buzzed out, he shut the door behind me with a click that sealed us in the dim emergency glow, his eyes locking on mine like he was about to confess the end of the world. "I've been waiting for this moment," he whispered, stepping too close. And in that instant, my whole life cracked open like a fault line. I never meant to fall for him. Hell, I didn't even know what falling felt like until it hit me square in the chest during freshman orientation. Matthew, Coach Hayes to everyone else, was this towering figure of quiet intensity, mid-30s, with salt and pepper hair cropped military short, and eyes the color of storm clouds over Lake Michigan. He coached the swim team at Lincoln High in our sleepy corner of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, where winters bite like frostbite and summers drag on with humidity that turns the air into soup. He wasn't the yelling type, not like the football coach who red-faced screamed about manhood on the field. No, Matthew led with a nod, a hand on your shoulder that lingered just a second too long, making you feel seen in a way that school never did. "My name's Joseph Riley, and back then, I was the kid who blended into the blue-tiled walls. Skinny, freckled from too many hours dodging Midwestern sun, with brown hair that curled at the ends when it got wet. Gay. I hadn't said it out loud yet. Not to my parents, Dad with his union job at the brewery, Mom baking pierogies on Sundays like it could glue our Catholic family together. Not to my little sister, Ellie, who teased me about crushes on girls from church youth group. And sure as hell not to the team, where locker room talk veered quick from stats to fags if someone swam too gracefully. But Matthew? He saw through it all. It started small. I'd linger after practice, wiping down lane markers while he reviewed tapes on his ancient laptop in the office. "Joseph, your flip turn's got poetry to it," he'd say, not looking up, but his voice warm like fresh coffee. Poetry. No one called anything I did poetry. Dad called my report cards adequate. Mom called my chores half-assed. Poetry made me blush, made me want to dive deeper into those lanes just to hear it again. One Tuesday in October, Leaves turning the quad into a bonfire. He asked me to help sort equipment after a meet. The gym was emptying out, echoes of high fives fading down the hall. I was stacking kickboards when he handed me a faded photo from his desk, a younger him, maybe 25, arms slung around a group of swimmers at some college pool, all grins and chlorine-stiff hair. "That's me at UW-Madison," he said, leaning against the doorframe. "Before life got complicated." "Complicated how?" I asked, bolder than I felt, my fingers brushing his as I took the photo. He paused, eyes flicking to the window where rain started pattering against the glass. "Choices, kid. The kind that keep you up at night." Then he smiled, that half-cocked thing that crinkled his eyes, and changed the subject to breaststroke technique. But those words stuck, burrowing like hooks. By winter, practices turned brutal, ice on the pool deck, breath fogging the air. I'd catch him watching me during drills, not in that predatory way the rumors whispered about other coaches, but like he was memorizing the way my arms cut the water. One night, after a relay win, the team piled in the bus for Victory Pizza at Zafiro's. I sat across from him, nursing a root beer, while he laughed at Tommy's dumb jokes. Under the table, his knee bumped mine. Accident? Maybe. But he didn't pull away. Neither did I. That bump lit something reckless in me. I started dreaming about him, nights tangled in sheets, his voice murmuring my name like a secret. I'd wake up flushed, guilty, shoving it down with push-ups in the basement. Was it wrong? The church said yes. The team joked about it. But in those dreams, it felt like the only honest thing I'd ever known. Spring break hit, and Milwaukee thawed into that muddy promise of warmth. Mom and Dad drove Ellie to visit cousins in Chicago, leaving me the run of the house. I texted Matthew, stupid, impulsive, pool's empty if you want to run drills. Could use the extra practice. He replied fast, be there in 20. The high school lot was deserted. Sodium lights buzzing like lazy fireflies. I changed in the empty locker room. The echo of my footsteps too loud. When he arrived, wind-ruffled jacket over his team polo. He looked tired. Shadows under his eyes, like he'd been carrying the weight of those choices alone. We swam for an hour, pushing each other harder than practice. Water sluiced off us as we towel dry, steam rising in the cool air. You're ready for state. Joseph, he said, voice low, handed me a water bottle. Our fingers touched again, deliberate this time. The air thickened, charged like before storm. Then he said it. Walk with me to the office. Got something for you. My pulse thrummed. I followed. Towel knotted at my waist. The tile cold underfoot. The office door creaked open. Fluorescent hum kicking on. He stepped in, and I after, then the door shut behind me. Not a slam, but a deliberate click, the lock engaging with a finality that stopped my breath. He turned, back to the door, eyes dark and searching. Joseph, I shouldn't be doing this. God help me. I know that. His hand rose, hesitated, then cupped my jaw, rough palm against smooth skin, thumb tracing my cheekbone. I froze, world narrowing to that touch, the faint stubble shadow on his face, the way his chest rose and fell too fast. What are you? I started, but his other hand found my waist, pulling me close enough to feel the heat radiating off him. I've seen you, he murmured, forehead pressing to mine. The way you look at me. It's not just admiration, is it? His breath was mint and coffee, warm against my lips. Panic and want collided in my gut. This was Coach. This was forbidden. This was everything I'd craved in the dark. I shook my head. Whisper arse. No. It's more. And then I leaned in, lips brushing his in a tentative press that exploded into something fiercer. He kissed back, hungry, desperate, like he'd been starving for years. Hands roamed, towels slipping, but stopped there, hearts hammering, reality crashing in. He pulled away first, eyes wide with regret. Jesus, Joseph, we can't. I'm sorry. He unlocked the door, fleeing into the night, leaving me slumped against the desk, lips tingling, world irrevocably shattered. That kiss haunted me through the rest of spring. State quals came and went. I placed third in the 200 fly, a blur of cheers and medals. But all I saw was his face in the crowd, proud and pained. He kept it professional after that, nods in the hall, clipped instructions at practice. But the air between us crackled, unspoken. Summer sweltered in, team disbanding for the season. I got a lifeguard gig at Bradford Beach, scanning the waves for drowners while scanning the boardwalk for him. He showed up once, in board shorts and a faded Badgers tee, Ellie tagging along with her inflatable unicorn. Family outing, he said. Casual, but his eyes lingered. We talked safe stuff, like the Brewers' losing streak or the best spots for cheese curds. Ellie splashed in the shallows, oblivious, while I drowned in the what-ifs. By August, school loomed again, senior year, pressure mounting for college apps. Matthew pulled me aside after the first practice. Office hours tomorrow. We need to clear the air, dread knot in my stomach. Was this the end? The rejection? The office felt smaller this time, posters of Olympic swimmers peeling at the edges. He sat behind the desk, fingers steepled. That night, it was a mistake. I'm your coach. You're a kid. I'm not a kid, I snapped, heat rising. I'm 17. And you kiss me back. He winced, rubbing his temples. Because I'm an idiot. Married. Joseph. To Sarah. 2 years next month. The words landed like punches. Married. A wife. The photo on his desk, her, smiling in a sundress at some backyard barbecue, suddenly made sense. You never said, I whispered, betrayal bitter on my tongue. It doesn't matter what I say. This us can't happen. But his voice cracked, eyes pleading for understanding I couldn't give. I stormed out, slamming the door, tears hot on my cheeks. How could he? The poetry, the touches, the kiss was all a lie, or worse, real, but buried under a life he couldn't escape. Fall leaves crunched under my sneakers as I wandered the quad, mind reeling. Rumors swirled in my head, small-town whispers about coaches and indiscretions. Was that why he shut the door that night? Not for us, but to hide from himself? I avoided him for weeks, channeling rage into laps until my shoulders burned. But avoidance cracked at homecoming. The dance was a glittery farce, streamers in blue and gold, bass thumping through the gym. I went stag, nursing a punch cup in the corner, watching couples sway. Then he appeared, suit jacket over his polo, Sarah on his arm in a red dress that hugged her like regret. She was beautiful, dark hair, laughed like wind chimes, but seeing them together twisted something vicious in me. He caught my eye across the floor. Mound, sorry. I turned away, but fate's cruel. Tommy dragged me into a conga line that looped right past them. Sarah smiled warmly. Joseph. Great season last year, while Matthew's hand tensed on her waist. Later, outside under the stadium lights, I lit a stolen cigarette, first one ever, coughing on the bitterness. Footsteps crunched. Those'll kill you, he said, voice soft. Too late for that, I muttered, exhaling smoke like armor. He stepped closer, cologne mixing with night air. Sarah doesn't know. About preferences. It's why I left Madison. Started over here. Thought I could bury it. Bury what? Your life. Anger flared. You used me to feel alive for 5 minutes, then slammed the door on my face. No. He grabbed my arm. Grip firm. I shut the door to protect you. From this mess. From me. His eyes glistened, tears in the shadows. Vulnerability stripped him bare. I yanked free, but didn't run. Then why tell me now? Why not let it die? Because I can't stop thinking about you. That kiss. It woke something I thought was dead. He glanced back at the gym, music spilling out. Sarah's pregnant. 3 months. We weren't planning it, but it's happening. The world tilted. Pregnant. A family. Finality. Congratulations, I choked, flicking the cig away. Guess that buries it for good. He reached for me again, but I backed off. Joseph. Wait. I didn't. I bolted into the dark, chest heaving, the bonfire of homecoming roaring in my ears like mockery. Winter gripped Milwaukee again, snow blanketing the sins of fall. I threw myself into apps, scholarships for swimming at Marquette, maybe even Ohio State. Matthew kept distance, but notes appeared in my locker, proud of you. Keep pushing. Cryptic olive branches I crumpled, but couldn't throw away. Ellie noticed first. You're moping like Dad after a Packers loss, she said over hot cocoa one night, her braids swinging. At 12, she was sharper than me. Spill. Joey. I almost did about the coach, the kiss, the wreckage. But nothing stuck in my throat. Secrets festered. Then the bomb dropped in January. Tommy burst into the locker room pre-practice. Phone aloft, yo. Check this shit. Coach's wife filed for divorce. Some anon tip to the paper says he's been inappropriate with players. The room exploded, whispers, stares lancing my way. Inappropriate. Me or others? Matthew arrived late. Face ashen, barking orders like shrapnel. Practice was carnage, dives off mark. Relays fumbled. Afterward, he cornered me in the hall. Not a word. Joseph. Please. About what? I hissed. Venom sweet. Your secrets? Or mine? His jaw clenched. They think it's me. The tip. Sarah's furious, says I've been distant. Lying. But it's not. A teacher rounded the corner. He bolted. I stood there, pulse roaring, realizing the tip was real. But from who? Not me. I'd die before outing him. But someone knew. Or guessed. Suspicion poisoned the team. Practices turned interrogations, sidelong glances, jokes about swimmers and showers. I swam harder, faster, but joy leached out. College acceptances came, full ride to Marquette, but they tasted like ash. February brought the storm. Principal called an assembly. Investigation underway. No one's in trouble yet. Matthew was suspended pending review. His office cleared out overnight. I drove to his apartment, Googled it from old team rosters, hard in my throat. He answered in sweats, unshaven, the place dim with unpacked boxes. Joseph? What the get inside before someone sees? The living room smelled of takeout and despair, pizza boxes, a crib half assembled in the corner. Sarah's things gone, echoes of abandonment. I had to come, I said, door clicking shut behind me. Deja vu twisted my gut. He sank onto the couch, head in hands. It's over. The job, the team, everything. The tip was from an ex, some guy from Madison. Tracked me down, wanted money to stay quiet. I refused. He went nuclear. Ex. The word hung, sharpening everything. Not straight. Then. Bi. Fluid. But married. Still. Yeah. Long story. Bad one. He looked up. Eyes raw. I never meant to drag you in. But you did. I sat beside him, close enough to feel the tremor in his frame. That night, it wasn't a mistake. It was real. He turned, hand finding mine, tentative, then sure. God, Joseph, you're killing me. Our foreheads touched, breaths mingling. The kiss came slow this time, tender, laced with grief. No rush, no door to shut, just us unraveling. But reality intruded, a knock at the door. Sarah, keys in hand, belly just starting to show. Matthew, we need to talk, permanently. He froze, pulling away. I slipped to the bedroom, heart hammering, eavesdropping like a thief. Voices rose, accusations, sobs. Who is he? Matt? That swimmer boy everyone's whispering about. No one, he lied. Voice steady. Just rumors. She left in tears, door slamming like judgment. He found me curled on his bed, sheets smelling of her perfume. You heard. Yeah. Silence stretched. Heavy. She's right. I'm poison. You're not. I sat up, defiant. But this, hiding, it's killing us both. He paced, fists clenched. What do you want me to do? Come out? Lose everything? The baby's innocent in this. The decision loomed. Jagged. Tell the truth. Risk it all, or bury it deeper. Lose myself. March thawed the snow into slush, mirroring the mess inside. The investigation dragged. Matthew returned part-time. Shadows under his eyes deeper. Team fractured, some loyal, others ghosting. I swam solo at dawn. Water my confessional. One evening, post-practice, he lingered. Drive you home. The truck cab was warm. Radio humming old Springsteen. We talked, Not about us, but dreams. His coaching college someday. Free. Mine, studying marine bio, escaping the freeze. At my curb, engine idling. He leaned over. I love you, Joseph. Have since that flip-turn poetry. The words detonated. Love. Not lust. Not mistake. I kissed him there, under streetlights, windows fogging. Then fight for it. For us. He nodded. Resolve hardening. Assembly tomorrow. Full truth. Panic surged. You'll lose. Worth it. His hand squeezed mine. For you. The gym buzzed next day. Principal on stage. Team fidgeting. Matthew took the mic. Voice steady. Rumors hurt. Truth heals. I'm gay. Was married. Trying to be someone I'm not. No inappropriate conduct. Ever. But I hid. And that's my shame. Gasps rippled. Phones lit up. Texts flying. Tommy gaped. A girl in the bleachers clapped slow. Brave. Me? I sat frozen. Pride and terror warring. Aftermath crashed. Protests from parents. Board meetings. His job hanging by threads. Sarah filed fully. Custody battles looming for the unborn. Reporters camped our street. Milwaukee Journal, Sentinel front page. Coach comes out amid scandal. I became collateral, whispers in halls. Queer kid's fault. Dad confronted me over dinner. This about you. Joey? That coach. I cracked. Yeah, Dad. It is. Tears flowed. Mom hugged me fierce. Pierogies forgotten. Ellie punched my arm. I knew, but the toll mounted. Matthew's truck vanished from the lot. Calls went to voicemail. A note slipped under my door, gone to Madison. Safer for you. Forgive me. Love always. Gone. Betrayal anew. He'd fought. Then fled. Rage boiled. I drove to the lake, hurling rocks at waves, screaming into wind. Summer scorched in, empty without him. Marquette orientation loomed. New city. New start. But grief clung like humidity. Then, August Eve, a knock. Him on the porch. Duffel at feet. Sarah's ring gone. Couldn't stay away. Baby's coming in November. Hers to raise. With support. I'm here. If you'll have me. I pulled him inside. Doors shutting soft. No shock this time, just home. We talked till dawn. Plans. Fears. Futures. No more hiding. Fall found us cautious. Stolen moments at the beach. Hands linked under blankets. Protests faded. The team rallied. A rainbow pin on my bag. Dad grumbled, but showed up to my first college meet. Mom baking welcome home, cookies for Matthew's new gig at a rec center. It's not perfect. Small town eyes linger. Church pews feel tighter. But in that dock sunset, waves lapping, his head on my shoulder, were poetry. Real, raw, redeemed. The end? Not tragic, not fairy tale. Just us, swimming forward. One stroke at a time. The dock creaked under our weight, that first real evening together. The one I'd later call our anchor point. Lake Michigan stretched out like a rumpled blue sheet. Horizon bleeding into dusk. And Matthew's fingers laced through mine, loose at first. Testing. Then tight like he'd never let go. It was late September. My freshman year at Marquette kicking off with syllabi and strange faces. But here, away from Milwaukee's prying eyes, time bent. We'd driven out to this forgotten spit of land off Highway 42. Thermos of coffee between us. Stars pricking the sky early. Remember the first time I saw you swim? He murmured, voice gravel from disuse. Like you were born in the water. Joseph. Untethered, I leaned into him, shoulder to shoulder, the chill nipping at my hoodie. Untethered's one word for it. Terrified's another. Honesty flowed easier now. Post coming out. Post scandal. The board had cleared him, barely, after the ex's lies unraveled in court. But Lincoln High cut ties anyway. Conflict of interest, they called it. Code for small-town scandal. He'd landed on his feet at the county rec, coaching kids half my age. But the sting lingered. We sat like that till full dark, talking circles around the baby, his baby, not ours, but a tether to a life half-lived. Sarah had gone radio silent after the divorce papers, holed up with her folks in Green Bay. Prenatal visits her only contact. She hates me, he said. Not bitter, just fact. Deserves to. Nah, I squeezed his hand. She hates the lie. Not you. Wisdom borrowed from therapy, my first sessions at the campus center, unpacking the wreckage of that shut door. Dr. Lena, with her no-nonsense bob and Packers mug, called it betrayal trauma. I'd laughed then, but it fit the kiss's lifeline, then yanked away. Back in the truck, radio low on some NPR story about queer history in the heartland. He drove with one hand on my thigh, casual, claiming. My dorm loomed too soon. Brick and buzz of freshman energy. Stay, I asked, half joking. He parked, killed the engine. Tempting. But you're 18 now, legal. Smart. Gone. This is your time. His kiss was salt and promise, lingering till windows steamed again. Text me when you're safe. Safe. The word mocked as I climbed the stairs. R.A. nodding sleepily. My roommate, Kyle, a lanky theater kid from Madison with a rainbow flag over his bed, grinned from his bunk. Hot date? Spill. Riley. Coach, I said, flopping onto my mattress. Grin splitting despite the ache. Kyle hooped, demanding details over vending machine chips. For the first time, sharing felt light, not loaded. October blurred. Biolabs dissecting squid, ironic. The ink of secrets. Poli-sci debates on don't ask, don't tell ghosts. Practices at the university pool where I lettered quick on the club team. Matthew visited weekends, picnics at the Milwaukee Art Museum's wings, like origami birds against the lake, or walks in the arboretum, leaves crunching confessions. But cracks spidered. Sarah texted him mid-month, ultrasound pics, a blurry peanut with heartbeat. Needs a dad, she wrote. He showed me over burgers at George Webb's. Face crumpling. What if I'm not enough? For her. For this, gesturing between us. You're enough, I said, fierce. But doubt gnawed. Nights alone, I'd scroll Grindr out of curiosity, faceless torsos, winks from guys my age, then delete. Guilty. Was I holding him back? 20 years my senior. Baggage like lead weights. Halloween hit Milwaukee hard. Zombies shambling Water Street. Bonfires in the parks. We dressed low-key. Me as a pirate, I patched from the dollar store. Him a reluctant ghost in a sheet with cutouts. Ellie crashed. 13 now and fierce. Arm punching me into a conga line at the bar crawl's edge. Coach Hottie, she yelled, earning his laugh. Rare. Belly deep. Later, tipsy on pumpkin ale, we stumbled to the truck. Ellie conked out in the back, leaving us the front like conspirators. She's right, he slurred, nuzzling my neck. You're hot. Riley, giggling, turned to kissing. Heated, hands wandering till streetlights blurred. We didn't go further, boundaries we'd set. Post-kiss regret, no rush. Build it right, but the one hummed. Electric. November brought frost. And the baby, Evelyn Hayes, born on a Tuesday squall. 7 pounds of wrinkled miracle. Matthew drove up post-shift. Hospital bracelet still on. Eyes red-rimmed. She's perfect, he whispered, showing a photo, tiny fist curled, tuft of dark hair. Held her for an hour. Sarah. She let me. Pride swelled, mixed with envy, not of the baby, but the normalcy he slipped into. Visitation schedules. Baby-proofing visits. I tag along once, awkward in the sterile room, cooing at Evelyn while Sarah eyed me cool. "You're good for him," she said later. Private, as he changed a diaper. "Don't let go." Her absolution cracked me open. "I won't." Thanksgiving anchored us, my family, thawing slow. Dad grilled brats in the backyard snow. Mom's table groaning with turkey and cranberry relish. Matthew came as friend, but Ellie outed us with a sly boyfriend slip. Silence. Then Dad's grunt. Pass the rolls. Progress. Milwaukee style. But December tested. Finals loomed. I bombed a chem exam. Stress manifesting in nightmares. Doors slamming. Matthew vanishing. He sensed it, driving down midweek with takeout foe. "Talk to me," he urged. "Feet up on my dorm coffee table, a milk crate." I spilled. The age gap whispers from team guys. The fear he'd wake up regretting. "You're settled." "I'm starting." He pulled me onto the couch. Arms iron bands. "Regret?" "Every day I didn't meet you sooner." His kiss grounded me. Deep, affirming. Kyle banged on the wall. "Get a room." And we laughed. Tension fracturing. Christmas Eve, we escaped to the lake house his brother lent. Isolated. Pine-scented. Fire crackling. Gifts unwrapped. A leather journal from him for your poetry. A Badgers hoodie from me. Curled by the hearth. His head in my lap. He confessed deeper. The ex in Madison wasn't just bad, abusive. Outing him to family after the breakup. Ran here to hide. Thought marriage fixed it. It doesn't, I said soft. Fingers in his hair. But love does. Real love. He rose. Eyes fierce. Then let's make it real. No more half measures, we talked rings. Someday, adoption dreams. Far off. The night deepened. Bodies entwining slow. Reverent, not sex, but intimacy, skin to skin, whispers mapping scars. New Year's dawned crisp. Resolutions whispered over champagne. His therapy for the hiding, mine coming out fully to the team. Back at school, I did email blast. Simple, "I'm gay." Proud. "Who's with me?" Replies flooded. Hearts. Hugs. One troll blocked. But fate's twist. February. Evelyn's first smile snapped on his phone during my lit class. He FaceTimed. Beaming. "For you, Joseph." Chaos erupted. Professor pausing. Classmates awing. Viral in hours. Coach Dad gay, trending local. Joy spiked. Then plummeted. Sarah called that night. The press. Again. She's too young for this. Guilt lashed him. I should step back. For her. No. I gripped the phone. Voice steel. You step up. For all of us. The fight simmered, visits cut. Distance growing. I swam furious laps. Resentment bubbling. Always the secret. The sacrifice. Spring break. I confronted him at the rec center. Kids splashing oblivious. Choose. Matthew. Us or the ghost of what was. His face crumpled. You. Always. But eyes darted to the phone buzzing Sarah's name. Trust frayed. A thread pulled taut. April showers turned Milwaukee rivers to chocolate milk, mirroring the mud in our talks. Matthew doubled down. Family counseling with Sarah, mediated by a queer-friendly shrink in town. Co-parenting, he called it, but it felt like amputation. Weekends at her place. Baby gates and bottles. Me on the sidelines with textbooks. It's logistics, he'd say, kissing my temple post-drop-off. Not love. Logistics. The word chafed. Cold as dorm radiators. My grades dipped. BS, whereas shown. Stress manifesting in picked cuticles. Restless nights. Kyle staged an intervention over ramen. Babe, you're fading. Dump the drama or dive in. Dive in, I echoed. But fear clawed. What if I was the mistake now? The kid holding him from fatherhood's shore. May bloomed lilacs. State swim meets calling. I qualified for nationals, Ohio State invite. A shot at glory. Matthew drove me to prelims in Madison. Truck bed loaded with Gatorade and ghosts. You'll crush it, he said. But tension hummed. Radio silent. Trackside, I scanned for him. Found him with Sarah, Evelyn in a carrier, her handing off a blanket like truce. Jealousy spiked, hot and irrational. I dove anyway, arms slicing water like knives, touching wall first in the 100 free. Cheers erupted. He hooped from the stands, but her hand on his arm twisted the knife. Post-race, medals heavy, I showered the chlorine off in a stall, tears mixing. He found me in the lot, rain sheeting. Proud doesn't cover it, he said, pulling me close. But Evelyn fussed in the truck cab, Sarah buckling her in. Go, I muttered. Family first. His grip tightened. Your family. Words, not proof. June scorched. Summer internship at the Shed Aquarium, dolphin tanks, and jellyfish glows. Escape from landlocked ache. Matthew's rec gig ramped up. Camps for underprivileged kids. His passion reignited. Teaching them to float, he'd text. Pics of gap-toothed grins. I smiled, but envy crept. He thrived there, while I mucked kelp. Anonymous. Mid-month. Disaster. A bar night with Kyle. Shots blurring edges. A guy tall. Easy laugh. Theater major like Kyle. Leaned in. Flirty. You're cute when you brood. I flirted back. Tipsy. Hand on his knee. Nothing happened. Home alone. Regret gnawing, but guilt confessed over breakfast. Matthew's face shuddered. You think I'm trapping you? No. Panic rose. Just lonely. When you're gone. He paced the kitchen. Coffee cold. I'm trying. Joseph. But this us, it's public now. People talk. What if Evelyn hears one day, Daddy's boyfriend made Mommy cry? The accusation landed low. So end it. For her. Don't twist my words. But doubts seeded. Roots bitter. July 4th boomed fireworks over the lake. But ours fizzled. Picnic with Ellie, hot dogs charred. Her eyeing us wary. You two fighting? Goes. Matthew forced a laugh. Just old man grumps. But his hand stayed in his pocket. Not mine. The break widened. Text lagged. Calls cut short by cries or splashes. I swam open water. Waves pounding doubts. Was love enough against biology's pull? August sweltered. Move in for sophomore year. He helped haul boxes. Sweet dumb day cleaning. But goodbye kiss was chaste, door jar. Kyle incoming. Love you, he said, but it echoed hollow. 2 weeks in. The call. Sarah's moving to Madison. Better schools. Her job. Evelyn, too. Relief ward with loss. Good. Closer for you. Us, he corrected. Weekend custody. We can. Build. Build. The word promised. But actions lagged. Visits to the new apartment. Cozy. Toys scattered. Left me outsider. Rocking Evelyn while they co-navigated bottles. You're natural, Sarah said once. Thawing. He lights up with you here. But lights dimmed. September classes crushed. Argo lab disasters. Thesis outlines. And his schedule mirrored. Coaching dawn. Daddy duty dusk. A fight erupted over text. Miss you from me. Busy from him. Always busy, I fired back. Priorities clear. Jesus. Joseph. I'm drowning here. Then swim with me. Not away. Silence. Days. Then, meet at the lake. Sunday. The dock waited. Weathered. Sunset gilding waves. He arrived rumpled. Evelyn's teething cries etched lines on his face. "I'm sorry," he started, sitting heavy. "Scared you'll bolt. Too young. Too free. Me? You're the one running." Anger crested. "That door. Matthew, first time. You shut on us. Now, you're shutting it slow, piece by piece." He flinched. "Fair. Pause. Water lapping. Therapy's digging up shit. The ex. He broke me. Made me think love's a trap. Not ours." I took his hand. Cold. "But trust's earned. No more half in." He nodded. "Slow. Full in. Promise." The kiss sealed it, fierce, reclaiming. Sunset our witness. October mended. Date nights slotted. Evelyn's giggles bridging. Sarah dated a nice guy. Accountant. And tensions eased. Co-parenting clicking. My Nationals medal hung proud. His rec team won a tourney. Life synced. Strokes aligning. But November whispered warning. Evelyn's first birthday. Neutral ground at a park. Cake smeared. Her chubby hands clapping. Joy pure. Until a mom from his camp sidled up. "Coach Hayes? Saw the article. Brave. But around kids? Careful." The barb hooked deep. "Drive home silent." Her words festering. "They're wrong," I said. But he shrugged. Small minds. Big mouths. December tested steel. Holiday party at the rec. Eggnog. Carols. Evelyn toddling in a Santa onesie. Whispers followed. "That's the boyfriend." Scandal kid. A dad cornered him. "My boy looks up to you." This. Influence. Matthew's jaw ticked. Loves the influence. Teaches strength. But post-party. In the truck. Maybe they're right. What if? No. I cut him. Fight or fold. He fought. Email to the board. Affirming his role. Backlash mild. Support louder. Pride swelled. Winter break. Lake house again. Snow blanketing pines. Fire roaring. Evelyn stayed with Sarah. Our bubble sealed. "Us," he murmured. Bodies close. Exploring slow. First full surrender. Tender. Tears mingling. "I love you," whispered post. Skin glowing. Spring 2027 bloomed hope. My internship extended. His coaching offer from Marquette's youth program. But May twisted. Sarah's guy proposed. Wedding July. "Be my +1?" she asked him. Platonic. For Evelyn, jealousy flickered, but I nodded. "Go. Show up." The ceremony was garden simple. Vows crisp under oaks. I waited curbside. Heart pounding, trust test. He emerged beaming. Not for her, but closure. "It's done," he said, sliding in. "Now ours." June Nationals. I medaled silver. Crowd roaring. He held the ribbon. Kiss public, cameras flashing. But we owned it. July 4th Redux. Family picnic. Dad manning grill. Ellie splashing with Evelyn. Fireworks burst. Mirroring chest. Love. Loud. Unapologetic. But August loomed shadow. Grad school apps. His custody ramp up. What if distance pulls? I voiced. Dockside again. Then we bridge. His vow. Hand steady. September solidified. My thesis on aquatic ecosystems. Metaphor for us. Currents converging. His program launched. Inclusive. Praised. October surprise. Evelyn's first word, dada, over video. Aimed at him. But her eyes flicked to me. Waving. Uncle Joe. Laughter healed. November. Her second birthday. Our first joint cake smash. Frosting everywhere. December danced. Holiday lights strung at his place now. Ours. Tentative. Tree trimmed. Evelyn's ornaments clinking. But January 2028 cracked. A letter from the ex. Out of prison. Demanding contact. "Miss you. Matt. Remember us." Rage. Fear. Matthew's hand shook, showing it. Block him. He's poison. I know, but nightmares returned. His waking sweat slick. Therapy doubled. I attended once. Holding space. February thawed him. You're my anchor, he said. Post-session kiss grateful. March Madness and cause for swim. My relay gold. He coached sidelines. Evelyn cheering garbled. April showers brought growth. Sarah's wedding album arrived. Us tagged, family photo. Me included. May bloomed full. Grad acceptance. UCSD. San Diego sun calling. Long distance. Panic edged. Or come with. Counter. Wild. He paused. Evelyn. Weekends. Summers. We make it work. June decision. Deferral. 1 year. For us. July heat wave. Road trip west. Evelyn in tow. Sarah's blessing. Badlands to beaches. Bonding in minivan chaos. August unpacked boxes. His Milwaukee lease ended. Mine extended. Shared apartment. Tentative. September synced. My classes. His coaching. Her daycare. October deepened. First fight real. Money strains. Custody snags. I'm trying. Yell echoed. Show it. Door slam mine. Echoing the first. Reconciliation dawn. Coffee. Apologies. No shutting out. November gratitude. Evelyn's I love you slurred to both. December closed. Tree lit. Us three, plus Sarah's waves, toasting. But 2029 whispered change, my fellowship. West again. Go, he urged. I'll follow. Heart split. Love's cost. Freedom's pull. January 2029 dawned foggy. My acceptance packet from Scripps Institution crisp on the counter. PhD in oceanography. San Diego's call like siren song. Matthew stirred eggs. Evelyn banging blocks. Routine sacred but straining. It's 3 years, I said, sliding onto a stool. Not forever. His spatula paused. Feels like it. Eyes shadowed. Last night's talk replaying. His job rooted here. Her preschool routine. The ex's letter a ghost rattling chains. We'd fortified since, restraining order filed. Therapy a weekly altar, but fear lingered. His hands sometimes pulling away mid-touch. As if testing escape. What if you thrive out there? Forget the mess back here. Forget you. Four clattered. This mess is us. Building. Evelyn toddled over. Jojo, tugging my jeans. I scooped her. Nuzzling. Her giggles balm. See? Team Riley Hayes. He smiled faint, but doubt clung like lake mist. February frosted plans. Sarah's engagement ring glinted at pickup. Her fiancé, now husband, easy with Evelyn. Join us for dinner? She offered. Inclusive. We did, 4 adults. 1 toddler. Laughter tentative over lasagna. Post-meal. Her hand on my arm. He's better with you. Don't let go. Her words armored me. But March tested. Funding wires crossed. Deferral denied. Go now, Matthew insisted. Voice steady over wine. I'll visit. Summers with her. Tears pricked. And winter, when she's knee-deep in snow forts. We adapt. Kiss sealed. But goodbye loomed like horizon. April packed boxes, dorm stuff to storage. His apartment, ours full-time. Ellie helped. Teen sass flying. Uncle Joe and Callie send surf pics. Not sappy texts. Graduation May. Cap toss. Family cheering, dad teary. Mom's bouquet crushing. Matthew held Evelyn high. Her claps sinking mine. June departure. Airport dawn. Her asleep in his arms. Backpack heavy. Call every day, he murmured. Forehead to mine. Love you more. Times infinity. Kiss salt stung. Security swallowing me. San Diego hit like revelation. Palm sway. Ocean endless. Lab mates queer inclusive from jump. dives in kelp forests. Data crunching bioluminescence. Poetry in currents. Text flew. Miss your coffee to his miss your chaos. July visit. He and Evelyn landed. Her wide-eyed at beaches, sandcastles crumbling, waves tickling toes. Nights. Her down. We reclaimed, bodies familiar. Love deepened by absence. August distance stretched. Her first day school. Picks a backpack waddle. My grant proposal aced. Champagne solo. September faltered. His text late. Rough day. Ex violated order. Cops involved. Panic surged. Call connected. His voice wrecked. He's pushing. Says he wants his family back. Family? He's delusion. Fury hot. Come here. Both of you. Can't uproot her. But strain cracked. Visits cut to holidays. Custody tweaks pending. October storm. Sarah mediated. Ex's threats escalating. Notes at the wreck. I know about the kid. Restraining beefed. But sleep evaded him. What if he hurts her? Whispered midnight call. He won't. You're strong. But powerlessness gnawed us. November Thanksgiving. I flew home. Airport reunion. Evelyn's sprint hug. His arms iron. Table full. Ellie's boyfriend debut. Dad's toast gruff. Post-feast walk. Lake frozen. He confessed. Therapy saying codependent. The hiding. It's a me still. Then unhide. Glove hand squeeze. With me. December fragile. Her preschool play. Elf ears ask you. Video looped on my phone between labs. 2029, clothes torn. New Year's solo in Diego. Countdown with strangers. Tears for the doc. January 2030 escalated. Ex arrested. Stalking charge. Bail denied. Relief flooded. But trauma's wake. Matthew's panic attacks. Evelyn's nightmares subtle. Clingy. Move, I begged. Spring break dive trip canceled. Fresh start. He weighed. Job offers trickled. Sarah support. Go. Milwaukee's too small for ghosts. February decision. Yes. Packing frenzy. Wrecked job quit. Her school wrap. March convoy west. U-Haul trail my Civic. Evelyn chattering from booster. Desert blooms mocked our wilt. April unpacked. Beachside rental. Waves lullaby. My lab close. His remote coaching gig flexible. Youth camps virtual. In-person summers. May bloom tentative. Her sandbox digs. His runs at dawn with me. Nights. Evelyn's stories read. Then ours whispered. Love resilient. June anchored. Ex-sentenced. 5 years. No contact. Chain snapped. July 4th. Pier picnic. Fireworks over Pacific. Her ooze. Our hands linked. August synced. Preschool hunt. My prelims aced. September deepened. Her I love San Diego. Finger painted. His panic faded. October mended. Couples therapy us. Building unshakable. November gratitude. Thanksgiving beach roast. Families zooming in. December danced. Tree strung with shells. Evelyn's angel wings twirling. 2031 whispered future. My fieldwork Hawaii. Him tagging. Family adventure. But January tested anew. Custody mod. Sarah visiting cross country. Share her. Doubt flickered. Share us. I countered. Met at LAX. Hugs awkward to warm. February balanced. Her week split. But video bridged. March thrived. His local rec hire. Inclusive program launch. April showers growth. My proposal funded. Co-author him aquatic bonds. May celebrated. Her 5th birthday. Ocean-themed. Dolphin cake. Waves crashing. June solidified. Rings discussed. Simple bands. Commitment. July heat. Road trip north. Badlands echo. Closure loop. August unpacked hearts. Marry me. Dokrimini scent. Sunset kneel. Yes. Tears. Yes. September planned. Small wedding. Beachside families. Friends. Evelyn Flower Girl. October vows. Salt air. Waves witness. In currents and calms. November honeymoon. Cabin Sierras. Her with Sarah. Us. Uninterrupted. December closed. Home lit. Family whole. Years folded. Her school plays. My tenure track. His championship teams. 2035. Evelyn 10. Out and proud mini-me. Two dads rock. Scars fade. Not gone. Doors shut teach opening. Love? Not perfect. But poetry stroked. Swum. Survived. The in us. Duxiting. Sunset eternal. Horizons endless.